Hey guys, welcome back to VM Nation. Guys, this is going to be an amazing episode. I'm your host, Richard Kaufman, also known as the Comeback Coach. Guys, I thought we were going to be talking about SEO, but we might hit on that a little bit. But we're really going to be talking about the stuff you need to actually start, grow, monetize, and then possibly exit having a business. My brother Nathan is an amazing man, great father, husband, a guy I really look up and admire. But he also took a company from $5,000 to 12 million in 4 years. Is that right? Or was I reading that wrong?
No, that's right. I mean, on top of that, we had 0 paid ads the entire time and no US employees. So we had a team of 30 VAs in the Philippines. It was a freelance marketplace. So we had thousands of freelancers on the platform, but our internal team was 30 VAs in the Philippines doing everything from sales calls to bookkeeping to operations, customer service, you name it. And we were fortunate enough to exit it in November 2019.
So before I even get started, because if I don't remember, I have a traumatic brain injury, and if I don't remember to ask it, I'm going to forget. What is your definition of resiliency?
I mean, entrepreneurship can beat you up, right? I mean, it's not easy. It takes a lot of failure. And for me, I've started to just accept failure as just part of the journey. Like you're going to fail, whether it's big failures, small failures. There's always stuff that happens. My Amazon business before FreeUp, everyone likes to talk about FreeUp, but with the Amazon business, we sold $25 million over 7 years, had a lot of success. A lot of it was luck and timing, and we got into Amazon early, but we didn't adjust, and Amazon kept changing and became harder, and we weren't selling our own products, and we ended up laying off everyone and shutting that business down. So we went from the top of the world to crashing down and never thought we would be in that position. And after that experience, it humbles you. And it's also probably one of the reasons we exited. We had seen a company doing well that crashed pretty quickly. And even if your business doesn't go out of business, there's lots of failures along the way. I've had people try to hack our website, hack our software. I've lost data on the weekends, had to stop everything and do it. Anything from client issues to people quitting on me. Like you experience failure in so many different ways, even if it's just rejection to go on a podcast or get a speaking gig. So you got to know that's part of it. You got to know that most small businesses fail, and the people that keep going and don't let that just stop them, those are the people that show resilience and succeed.
So then, because a lot of people, if they fail in business, they don't fail forward. A lot of them just say, well, I'm not a good business person. I'm not a good businessman. And then they quit. They don't realize that, that failure is an event. It's not a person. And as long as you learn from it, you really didn't fail. Because even, I think the NFL has been around, 100 years? There's only been 100 champions. So that means every year, 31 teams do not make the championship. Does that make 31 teams losers? No. They just realize, okay, next year I got to do something better to get to the next level. So what was it like, all of a sudden you're crushing it on Amazon, and then all of a sudden it's crickets, and now you have to start all over again. What was that like?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. You got to learn from the failures. The people that just do the same mistakes over and over again, those are the people that really fail. So what did we learn from this Amazon experience? We did a lot of self-reflection at the time. And the biggest thing is we didn't want to rely on someone else's customer base. For like Amazon controls everything. They can shut it down. They can change the algorithm. New competitors can come up there. So when we had the idea for FreeUp, it was really enticing because it was B2B instead of B2C. We got to have our own website, have our own software. No one could shut us down. Like, don't get me wrong, Google could do something crazy, but for the most part, we own our own business instead of relying on Amazon, building our own email list, stuff like that. So that was the big lesson that we took from the Amazon business, is to not rely on one place. And we take that even now. Like, I go on podcasts. We have a YouTube channel. Go check out our YouTube channels for Outsource School, Ecom Balance, Accounts Balance, Trio SEO. We go on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, and hopefully none of those places cut us off or shut us down, because we're doing our best to follow the rules. But if they do, we've got other places that we're promoting and advertising. So for even that gigantic failure that at the time hurt more like anything I'd ever experienced in life, we got a very valuable lesson that 10, 12, 15 years later, we're still going to be applying to every business that we start.
Okay, so now, like my brother Russell Brunson talks about a lot, is that, one day Zuckerberg could just have a wild hair up his ass, and all of a sudden take you off Facebook. And if your whole business is on Facebook, guess what? You're shit out of luck. So, because like a lot of people ask me, well, what happens if Facebook shuts me down? And I'm like, okay, I got a big following on LinkedIn. I'm big everywhere else. So I'm not focused on one thing. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people get so focused having their business, like you said, on Amazon. Well, what happens when Amazon shuts down? So you have to be omnipresent in today's marketplace, don't you think?
Yeah, completely agree. And I mean, you can even diversify in different ways besides that. My partner, Connor Gillivan, and I, who you guys should definitely follow on LinkedIn, Connor Gillivan, he's crushing it. We have a portfolio of businesses. Hopefully none of them fail, but again, multiple businesses, multiple income streams. Inside our businesses, we diversify our hiring. We don't have one person running an entire business. Even if it's small, it's broken down into customer service and billing and all these different things. So if someone quits, we don't have to spend a year training someone. We just replace one person, and we do our best to keep people and all that, but we're still diversifying. Even inside the businesses, some of them have different offers and different sales channels. So you can diversify in a lot of different ways, even outside of just the marketing aspect, if that makes sense.
And I've been following you for a while. I think I've been following you probably for almost the last 7 years. I've been following everything you've done. And something I've learned from you is I actually have 3 VAs that I work with, because you said, hey, go to the Philippines. So guess what? I went to the Philippines, and I have 3 VAs that actually work for me. And it's working out great for me because, first of all, I don't have to pay benefits. I don't even have to, I pay cash, not cash, but, so I don't even have to worry about a lot of the problems if I hire somebody in the United States. And they're willing to work twice as hard as people here in the United States. And it's so easy. You can go to Fiverr, Upwork, or any of these other places. They're looking for you to work, but a lot of people think they need a lot of money to get a VA, right?
Right. Did you ever join Outsource School?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, everything you just said is what we preach in Outsource School. Like, if you want to grow your business, you got to hire. There's very few 7-figure entrepreneurs out there that are solo. You got to learn how to build a team, and hiring makes everything else easier. I've had video editing tasks and social media tasks and stuff that we're doing as Connor and I promote our personal brand, that just being able to hire makes it so much easier. It speeds up the process. So focus on hiring from the Philippines is a great place to start. And I mean, it's the first thing that you should get down in business: an interview process, an onboarding process, a managing process, and a training process. If you can nail those, it opens up the world for everything else you want to do, from creating a billing system to marketing to sales calls. But you got to be able to hire first.
And I agree. There's a reason why Hormozy and Gary Vaynerchuk are putting me out between 250 to 750 pieces of content a week. They're not doing it all by themselves. They have their team doing it. But I think a lot of people, when they first start their business, either they don't want to give up control, or they just don't know how to find a team. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Every new entrepreneur, they're scared to delegate. I actually have a funny story. When early years of the Amazon business, when we were just starting to make money, and I was going from a broke college kid to having a little bit of success, my parents told me I should probably pay taxes. So I met with an accountant, and the first question the accountant asked me is, when are you going to hire your first person? And I said, why would I do that? That's money out of my pocket. They're going to steal my ideas. They're going to hurt my business. They're not going to be able to do it as well as I did. I can do this 24/7 forever. And I love doing it. And he just laughed in my face and said, you're going to learn this lesson on your own. Well, sure enough, my first busy season came around, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and I was doing it all myself and I got destroyed. I was working 20 hours a day. My social life plummeted. My grades went down. I was miserable. I worked my butt off to keep that business alive because I knew Amazon was quick to shut you down. But I mean, I learned a very valuable lesson about hiring people. And when I got to January, I said, man, I can never let that happen again. And I started hiring my first employee, met my business partner, Connor, and the rest is history. So every entrepreneur, you're either going to hire too early or too late. And if you hire too late, there's a big opportunity cost. You're never going to hire exactly on time. So you might as well start hiring early.
Okay, now today's what, November 8th. So we're going into the holiday season, and I just wrote a big article on LinkedIn last week about customer